Hi everyone, good evening. Yeah. Everyone able to hear me? Can you confirm anyone? Am I audible? Anyone can you confirm?
Yeah, yes, Ram. We are able to hear.
Yeah. So anyone newly joined today, can you share your WhatsApp number and email address in the chat so that we'll share with you previous recordings. So anyone joined today only, first session, you can share your WhatsApp number and email address in the chat. So this is my mobile number. I already shared with you 9642211711. Yeah, you can share your WhatsApp number and email address in the chat so that will provide you previous recordings. Okay. Yeah, so far, how many, what are the sessions we completed? Anyone? Yeah, 3 demos completed and also one SDLC and servers basics, right? So these are all basics actually. Okay, so theoretical concepts, okay, not practical concepts, right? So from tomorrow onwards, we are going to start AWS. Once we start AWS, all these sessions are practical oriented only, not theoretical. Okay, so before going to cloud, first we need to understand what is server, what is network, what is switch, what is router, what is load balancer, what is firewall, what is gateway. So these are all very important for cloud engineers. Okay. So before going to cloud, before going to AWS, first we need to understand. That is why theoretically we are discussing this. Okay. So terminology is very, very important. Terminology, right? Yeah, so everyone need to understand this terminology so that once we start working on AWS, so the same terminology we use. Okay, that is why. So servers, networks, basics we are discussing. Okay, yeah. In the last session we discussed about servers, right? Types of servers, server client model. First, yeah, initial phase of implementation, second phase of implementation, third phase of implementation, right? And also fourth phase. What is that? Fourth phase? Anyone? Docker architecture, Docker, right? So currently, most of the project teams are using Docker containers. What is Docker, anyone? Docker is a container tool, right? So Docker is a container tool. What is container, anyone? Yeah, container is a advanced virtual server. Fine. Yeah. So container is a lightweight, standalone, executable program, right? Executable program, right? So containers are advanced virtual servers. Currently, we are using digital applications like Flipkart, Amazon shopping site, Myntra, Meesho. These are all deployed on containers. That is why. So when we book any products, they are delivering within the time frame, right? So because of yeah, Docker containers, backend we have Docker containers. Fine, clear, right, everyone? Yeah, so our roadmap also we have discussed, right? This is the course roadmap, right? We already discussed three demos completed. What are those? DevOps introduction, cloud introduction, general questions, technical questions, right? So after that, SDLC also completed, right? So after that, servers networks. In the last session, we discussed about servers, right? So today we are going to discuss about networks. So these are all theoretical concepts up to here, right? From AWS onwards, all the sessions are practical oriented, more into practical, right? So you need to prepare your laptop. You require one laptop and internet connectivity. So daily basis, everyone should practice. If you practice daily basis, within 3 months, you can easily crack your interview. And once you get into the project, you can easily cope up in the project, right? Yeah, so everyone prepare your laptop for the AWS yeah, services. So today, once complete the networking concepts, we'll discuss about how to create the AWS account. Okay. So tomorrow also we are going to discuss about AWS account and how to connect AWS account. How can we check the resources, zones, regions, edge locations, right? Data centers. We'll see tomorrow. Fine. Yeah. So these sessions are very basic sessions. Don't confuse. So tomorrow onwards, more into practical only, right? Yeah. Fine. Let's get started. So far, any questions, anyone? The people who are attending the demos, and also WhatsApp group already created. WhatsApp group already created. The people who are not added into WhatsApp group, you can add into WhatsApp group. So today also we provided the same meeting link, right? So tomorrow onwards we are going to start AWS. So tomorrow make sure, yeah, before after this session or before the yeah after this session or tomorrow morning, you can add into WhatsApp group Otherwise, tomorrow meeting link will be changed, right? So that is why, if you are interested, you can add into WhatsApp group. Fine. Yeah. Now let us go with the basics. Okay, network basics. Today we are going to work on types of networks, networking concepts we discuss. Fine. Yeah. So what is networking? What is networking, right? So what is networking, anyone? A computer network is a system in which multiple computers are connected to each other to share information and resources, right? So network, what is a network? Group of servers. Together they connect using either LAN network or WAN network or Wi-Fi, whatever network, right? So why we require network? What is the importance of network? To share the resources, to communicate, right? To access the servers, to access the databases, to access the applications, we require network, right? See here. So these are the computers connected over the network, right? So to share the resources, to access the databases, to access the applications, right? So every organization, every project team, they're using network, right? So either it can be LAN network or WAN network or Wi-Fi or any other network. Fine. Yeah. So what are the characteristics of network, computer network? Characteristics. See here. Share resource from one computer to another. Yeah. Create files and store them in one computer. So access those files from the other computer connected over the network, right? So we store all the data in one computer, which is a server. Normally, server we can configure in data center, right? So in the data center, yeah, we host a server. Instead of the server, we deploy applications, databases, right? Yeah, patches, plugins, everything. So we can access the server through either LAN network or Wi-Fi network or WAN network, right? So connect a printer and scanner or fax machine to one computer within the network. Let other computers of the network use the machines available over the net. Yeah, what does it mean? So connect a printer, scanner, fax machine to one computer, which is server computer. For example, so there is a hospital or a school, right? So in the school, 5 floors are there. So on each floor, 10 computers are there. Each floor, 10 computers are there. So we connected a LAN connectivity, LAN network. Yeah. So instead of configuring 5 printers in 5 floors, what we will do? What we will do? We configure one printer in the second floor or third floor, right? From any floor, we can send the print request. The request will go through the network, right? So networking concepts are very, very important, right? So in second floor or third floor, we configure the printer or scanner or fax machine, whatever. So that printer scanner we can configure as a network printer. Network printer. So when we print any documents, the request will go through the network from first floor, second floor, fifth floor, every floor. People they can print the documents, but that request will go to the printer through network, through cable, right? So due to this, what will happen? Hardware costing will be reduced. Instead of configuring printers in every floor, what we will do? We can configure one printer in the middle floor, right? So that everyone print the documents through the network, right? So due to this, costing will be reduced, right? Next one, so hardware devices required to set up a computer network. So what are the devices required here? See here, network cables required first of all, right? So network cables, different types of cables are there. We'll see that. So currently, these network cables, distributors, right? These are all we are not using currently, right? So we are using cloud infrastructure currently. So before going to cloud, first we need to understand these basics. Okay, network cables, distributors, routers, internal network cards, external network cards. These are all will be maintained by AWS vendor, cloud vendor, right? Yeah. So network cables. Let us go with one by one. See here. Network cables are used to connect computers. The most commonly used cable is category 5 cable, so which is RJ45 cable, right? So when we buy a router, along with the router, we get one cable. That is a category 5 cable, Cat 5 cable. We can call it as Cat5 cable, which is RJ45, right? So in that cable, color coding, by using color coding, we can connect our cable to the system, right? So here, this is the RJ45 cable. So here we have color coding. Earlier, 10 years back, 12 years back, we used to use this network cables physically. So currently we are not, we don't need to worry about this. So when I joined in Verizon in 2005 as a fresher, we used to use physical environments only. By the time, no cloud, nothing, right? So 2005, we used only physical data centers, local server rooms, right? So currently, every project team they're using cloud infrastructure. They're migrating applications to cloud because of the cost saving, time saving, right? So these are the RJ45 cables, right? So this is this is a clamp. So by using color coding, we can clamp the connectivity and we can attach to the system. Distributors. A computer can be connected to another via a serial port, but if you need to connect many computers to produce a network, the serial connection will not work, right? So distributed, which is the, we can say, loop back adapter, one router to other router, one switch to other switch, one network device to other network device, we can connect this. Okay. Yeah. Next one, router. A router is a type of device which act as the central point among computers and other devices that are the part of the network. So normally routers. So we have two types of routers are there: network router, internet router. Right? In our home we are using internet router. So but in real time in projects, data centers, we are using network routers. Network routers. Right? See here. This is a router. Network card. See, a network card is necessary component of the computer. So without which a computer cannot connected over the network. So net to NIC card or PCI card, two types of cards are available. So here branded systems having inbuilt cards. Earlier, so 10 years back, 15 years back, we used to use external network cards. I'll show you that. Okay. Yeah, it is also known as the network adapter or network interface card, NIC. Most branded computers have network card pre-installed. Network cards are two types: internal and external network cards. So internal network cards. So motherboard has a slot. Yeah, we used to use desktops, right? Desktop computers. So by the time motherboard, which is a main board, so main board is having some slot, PCI slot. In that slot, we used to insert a PCI card to configure the network. Okay, we'll see that. See here, this is a PCI card. We used to insert into the motherboard and we used to install driver so that this will be, when we install driver, this PCI card will be activated. Okay, so in desktops normally, before using laptops we used to use desktops. By the time we used to use this PCI cards in the desktops. So external network cards. External network cards are two types: wireless and USB. So wireless network cards need to be installed into the motherboard. However, no network cable is required to connect to the network. See here. This black color one is the, this is the wireless card, wireless network card. This we need to connect to the PCI card here. Okay. And also currently also people are using USB cards, right? Which is a USB card is easy to use and connect via USB port, right? So computers automatically detect USB card and can install the drivers required to support the USB network card and network card automatically, right? So while traveling also we are using USB cards currently, right? So USB cards are these are the external cards. Next one. So types of networks, computer networks. What are the types of computer networks? We have four types of networks are available. What are those? Let's try to understand. See here. PAN, LAN, WAN, MAN. Personal area network, local area network, wide area network, metropolitan area network. So four networks are available here. Okay. First one, let us go with the PAN. See here. A PAN is a computer network formed around a person. It generally consists of a network, generally consists of a computer, mobile, or personal digital assistant. PAN can be used for establishing communication among these personal devices for connecting to a digital network and the internet. So PAN, when we talk about PAN, see here, these are the PAN devices, personal area network devices, right? Yeah. So if you are using laptop or desktop, we can connect a Bluetooth mouse, right? Bluetooth mouse, Bluetooth keyboard, Bluetooth headset, Bluetooth printer, Bluetooth mic, whatever you want to connect, you can connect. But PAN connectivity is very secured. But here we have disadvantages. Disadvantages. What are those? So this will work 10 meters range only within the room, within the floor. If you move to out of the range, that will not work. For example, you are using headset. Okay, yeah, you are in the room. If you move out to the room, it will not work. Within the 10 meters only, 10 meters range. Okay, see here. So what are the characteristics of PAN? It is mostly personal devices network equipped with within a limited area, allows you to handle the interconnection of IT devices at the surrounding of a single user within the room, within the floor only. So PAN includes mobile devices, tablet and laptop, etc. So advantage of PAN. See here. PAN networks are relatively secure and safe because very limited distance, very secure, right? Very safe. It offers only short range solution up to 10 meters, strictly restricted to smaller area within the room, within the floor. Disadvantage of PAN, distance limits, right? Within the 10 meters only, this will work. Fine. Next one is LAN. Local area network is a group of network devices that allow communication between various connected devices. It covers the smallest area such as colleges, schools, hospitals, so on. See, this is the LAN connectivity. So what are the characteristics of LAN? It is a private network. It is a completely private network, our own network. So LAN operates at a relatively higher speed compared to other WAN systems. So when we buy a router, along with the router, we get one cable, right? So cable, right? So while booking the Tatkal tickets, what we will do, even Wi-Fi also very faster, but when we connect the cable, it is very high speed. Okay. So when we book any Tatkal tickets, normally what we will do, we connect that cable. So if you connect the cable, speed will be increased, higher speed. Okay. And advantage of LAN, computer resources, computer resources like hard disk, DVD RAMs, printers can share local area networks. They significantly reduce the cost of hardware purchases, right? So instead of, as we discussed, instead of buying the printers for each floor, we can buy only one printer and we can connect as a network printer. We can print any documents from any floor. The request will go through the network, right? So data of all network users can store on a single hard disk of the server computer. It will be easy to manage data at only one place, which makes data more secure. Normally in real-time projects or any hospitals or any colleges, schools, what they will do, so all the data will be stored in the one computer only, which is a server computer. For example, so if you go to hospital, when you give your name or mobile number, they track they track your information, right? So from any floor, right? So because the data is stored on central location, which is server, so anyone can pick that data, right? So in OP or in any other counter, medical store, everywhere we can get the data. If you tell that phone number or your name, they can easily track your data because of the data will be stored on the server, the central location, right? So disadvantages of LAN, what are the disadvantages here? So unauthorized users can access critical data of an organization in case LAN admin is not able to secure centralized data repository. So LAN admin should be capable. Otherwise, hackers will enter. Hackers, hackers will enter into the network, right? So LAN admin should be capable. Yeah. So this is LAN. Next one is MAN, Metropolitan Area Network. Yeah, it covers the largest area than land, such as small towns, cities, etc. Man connects two or more computers that reside within the small or completely different cities. Yeah. So when we talk about metropolitan area networks, right? So when the Geo network launches, by the time Geo team they used to cut the road, they configure the cables instead of the road within the city or different cities, right? Yeah. So metropolitan area network. So it is a large network, right? See here, schools, hospitals, colleges, factories, cities, right? So different cities are within the city. So we can configure the MAN network. So what are the characteristics? See here, it mostly covers towns and cities in a maximum 50 kilometers range. So mostly used medium is optical fiber cables. So when we have more distance, so this RJ45 cables, normal cables will not work. That is why we need to use the optical fiber cables. So this cable work through lightning. Okay. Yeah. So these are all, yeah, very basics. Don't confuse. You don't need to worry about in cloud. Okay. But we need to understand this terminology. That is why we are discussing this. Okay. Yeah. Advantage of MAN. It offers fast communication using high-speed carriers like fiber optic cables. It provides excellent support for an extensive size network and greater access to WANs. A MAN network mostly includes some areas of city or entire city. So metropolitan area network, so they are using optical fiber cables because of the distance, more distance. Okay. Disadvantage of MAN. See here. You need more cables to establish MAN connection from one place to another. In MAN network, it is thought to make the system secure from hackers because more distance, right? WAN, wide area network. Yeah, it covers a large area than LAN as well as MAN, such as country and continent. So country to country, continent to continent. That is the wide area network, right? So WAN is expensive and should or might not be owned by one or nation. Satellite medium is used for wide area networks, satellite communication, not cabling, right? So country to country, continent to continent. So if you want to communicate, yeah, we configure satellite networks, satellite through the signal will go through satellites. Okay. Yeah. This is a combination of LAN, MAN, and WAN. So what are the characteristics of WAN systems? Okay. So any organization can form its global integrated network using WAN systems. And the advantage of WAN, yeah, WAN helps you to cover a larger geographical area. Therefore, business offices situated at longer distance can be easily communicated, right? So WAN connections work using radio transmitters and receivers built into client devices, right? So when we talk about WAN, so country to country, continent to continent, we required radio transmitters and satellite communication. Disadvantage of WAN: the initial setup cost of investment is very higher because country to country, continent to continent. It is difficult to maintain a WAN network. You need skilled technicians and network administrators. There are more errors and issues because of the wide coverage and the use of different technologies. See here. So this is a combination of LAN, MAN, and WAN. Fine. Clear, right? Four networks are there here: PAN network, LAN network, MAN network, and WAN. Right? So these are all very important. Next one, what is an IP address? IP and intent, anyone? What is IP address? What is IP, anyone? All in guys, what is IP? IP is a IP stands for Internet Protocol, right? So IP is the unique address of the device. So why we require IP? To identify the device in the network, right? To identify the device in the network. Fine. See here. IP stands for Internet Protocol, and IP address is unique address that identifies the device on the internet or a local area network. So, which is a set of rules governing the format of data sent via the internet or local network. So, normally every desktop, laptop, server, switch, router is having their own IP address, right? So for example, yeah, if I open command prompt here, now if you check here IP config, if you check the IP config, see here, this is my IP address, right? So every laptop, desktop is our server, our network switch, our router is having their own IP address. So IPv4 address, IP version 4. Currently we are using IP version 4. So maybe going forward, right, after 1 year, after 2 years, we use the IP version 6. Okay. So currently this IP is my system IP, 192.168.0.109, right? Yeah. So this IP should be unique IP. This IP should not be overlap. Okay, so every system is having their own unique IP address. Fine. Yeah. Next one, subnet gateway we'll discuss. So types of IP addresses. What are the types available? See here. There are various classifications of IP addresses, and each category further contains some types here. First one, normally every server or every laptop or every desktop, how many IPs will be there? How many IPs? Laptop, desktop, server, any, yeah, how many IPs will be there? ఎన్ని ఐపీస్ ఉంటాయండి? ఓన్లీ వన్ ఐపీ, రైట్, విచ్ ఇస్ a network IP. But cloud cloud servers having two IPs. Cloud servers are having two IPs. What are those? First one is private IP address. Private IP address, right? Second one is public IP. What is private IP? What is public IP? So private IP is a static IP, static IP, right? Public IP is a dynamic IP. So what is static IP? What is dynamic IP? Anyone? What is static IP? What is dynamic IP?
Static it won't change, and dynamic we can configure however we want.
Right. Private IP is a static IP. Static IP is a permanent IP that will not be changed. Right. Public IP is a IP which is dynamic IP. Dynamically, the IP will be changed whenever we start servers. Okay. Yeah. So here we can see the dynamic IP address and also static IP address. Okay. So dynamic IP, dynamically the IP will be changed every time when we start server. So for example, if you go to AWS console, see here. This is my Jenkins server, right? So this server is in stopped state. So if you select here, so public IP address, private IP address. So public IP is not there here because this server is stopped. Stopped means shut down. So if I start this, one public IP will be available here. Okay. See here. Just want to start. Now the public IP will be available here. So wait for a few seconds. See here. This is the public IP. So public IP every time it will change dynamically, right? Public IP is a dynamic IP. Private IP is a static IP. This never change. Static IP will not be changed, but dynamic IP always change. Okay, because of in data center, AWS data center, yeah, one DHCP server will be there. DHCP server that we will discuss while working on AWS services. Right? I'll explain that. If I explain right away, you'll be confused. Okay. So this is the public IP, private IP. Yeah. So along with these two IPs, one more IP will be there. Along with these two IPs, one more IP will be there, which is the elastic IP. Elastic IP. So every service, every cloud service having three IPs: elastic IP, public IP, private IP. Okay. So that we'll discuss later while working on AWS services. Okay. Next one, subnet. What is subnet? Anyone? Subnet is a subnetwork, small network. See here. This is the IP address, right? This is the subnet mask. We can say subnet mask. Subnet. Subnet is a small network. Instead of the large network, yeah, subnet is available. See here. A subnet is a subnetwork or a subnetwork is a smaller network instead of a large network. Okay. Why we require subnets? Right. For example, we have 1,000 servers are there in the project. So in which 300 servers are development servers, 300 servers are QA servers, testing servers, 400 servers are prod servers, production servers. Right. So if you configure all the servers in the same subnet, they can communicate each other, right? So that is why production servers we can segregate. We can move into other subnet. For example, so in this floor, different rooms are there. Different rooms are there, right? So this room we customized this classroom, right? So why we customize this? Why we customize this room? To control the noise. So, for example, in this floor there is no rooms. What will happen? One class is going there, office staff is sitting here, right? So breakout area, some noise, disturbance, right? So that is why we customize this room, right? The same way, so when we create subnet, we can control inbound, outbound traffic. By using the subnet, we can control inbound, outbound traffic. So in AWS, we'll discuss this. We'll go deep dive. Interview questions also here. We have interview questions also, right? Yeah. See here. So these are the subnets, small networks. See here. These are the subnets, small networks instead of the large network. So we divide the subnets, small networks to control the inbound, outbound traffic, right? Yeah. So what is a network switch? What is a network switch? A switch is a device in a computer network that connects other devices together. Multiple data cables plugged into the switch to enable communication between different network devices. See here. This is a network switch. So switch backside we have ports. These ports we can insert. Yeah, we can insert cables into the port to communicate and to share the data, to receive the data, to access the data. Right? What is gateway? So here we discussed gateway, default gateway. See here, this is the gateway address. Okay. So what is gateway? See here. For example, this is one computer network. This is another computer network. This is one network. This is another network. Two servers are in two different networks. So how can we understand that two different networks? See here, 10.0.0.0/8 IP address, 20.0.0.0/8, two different addresses, two different networks. If you want to communicate two different networks, we require gateway. Gateway. For example, if you want to go to the other room, what we require? Door required, right? The same to communicate. Fine. Yeah. So next one is firewall. What is firewall? Firewalls are network security systems that prevent unauthorized access to a network. It can be hardware or software unit that filters the incoming and outgoing traffic within the network. Firewall. Yeah, I'll show you that something. See here. So if you want to connect your office network, how can we connect? Through internet, right? For example, when we join the project, we get the laptop, official laptop, right? So by using that laptop, we can connect our network. So through internet, right? So before connecting our office network, there will be firewall, right? Which is we can say VPN, right? So in the firewall, we create the firewall rules, right? So it will allow good traffic. It will not. It will deny the. It will block the bad traffic. So firewall allow good traffic, and bad traffic will be stopped by firewall. So I'll show you. This is the good traffic. It is allowing. See here, bad traffic will not allow. It will block. Based on the firewall rules, it will work. Okay. So we can connect through internet. Internet is the most vulnerable network, very dangerous network, right? So that is why firewalls are very, very important. Okay. So in AWS, we configure firewalls. Okay. How to configure firewalls? Practically, how can we enable the firewalls? How can we access the firewalls? We'll see that practically. And also, what is replication? What is failover? What is load balancer? We'll try to understand. Replication. Replication is a technology for copying and distributing data and database object from one database to another, and then synchronizing between databases to maintain consistency, integrity of the data. In most cases, replication is a process of reproducing the data at the desired targets. See here. This is the replication. For example, this is the primary region. Primary region this is the secondary region. So primary region is a data center. Region is a data center. Primary region, secondary region. So in the primary region, whatever the data is available, that should be replicated to other region. Same copy available here also, right? So this user is accessing primary region. In case primary region is down, automatically that will fail over to secondary region, right? So this user directly they can access to other region, access from other region, which is failover. So next one, load balancer. What is the load balancer? We'll see that. Okay. See that. Next one is cluster. Cluster. This is the entry question. Most of the interviews are getting this question. Cluster is a group of devices or group of servers, right? Cluster is a group of devices or group of servers. So benefits of cluster: fault tolerance or load balancing. Fault tolerance. What is fault tolerance? For example, these are the group of servers. In this group of servers, we deployed Flipkart application. So this group as a it is a cluster. It is a cluster. Okay. So in this cluster, we deployed Flipkart. In case one service crash or down, application will not be down. Or else, one more important thing. Yeah. So one service getting more requests, automatically the request will distribute to other computers, other servers. Those are the cluster advantage. For example, there is a project. There is a project. In the project, 10 DevOps engineers are there. 10 DevOps engineers. Okay. So everyone getting 30 requests per day. 30 requests per day. So 10 into 30, 300 requests, right? So in that 10 members, 2 members went on leave. What will happen? The load will be balanced to others. Yeah. In that 8 members, 3 members resigned, left from the organization. Project will not be stopped. Other members will take care, right? So the same way, so cluster also, group of servers will maintain the applications. In case one server is down, nothing will happen. So if the one server is having higher load, that will be balanced to other servers, right? Yeah. So up to here it is clear, right, everyone? Any questions, anyone? Up to here it is clear, right, everyone? Online guys or classroom guys? Next one. Why Linux? Why the project teams are using Linux operating system in the data centers, servers? Okay. So normally laptops, desktops always use the Windows or Mac OS, but server side we always use the Linux only. So what are the advantages of Linux? Why the project teams are using Linux here? Okay. Let's try to understand. See, it is free and open source, very secure. So many distributions are available, very fast performance. Compared with Windows, Linux is very faster. So many distributions available. Security, most important thing is security, right? Yeah, if any virus is released, immediately that will be attacked to Windows systems, but Linux systems will not get any viruses. Okay, yeah. So it is open source, free of the licensing costing is free, right? So no viruses, no malwares, no slowdowns, no crashes, no costly repairs. That is why even projecting they're using Linux, right? So in our classes also, we are going to work on Linux sessions. Once we start working on AWS, after few days we start Linux also, Linux, right? So whatever the services required for a DevOps engineer, those will be covered in Linux. Okay, like user management, basic commands, advanced commands, deployment commands, and also filter commands, file editors, right? I'll show you that Linux modules. These are the Linux modules will be covered in our course, right? This will take 3 to 4 days. This will take 3 to 4 days. So whatever the commands, whatever the services required for cloud and DevOps engineer, those will be covered. We are not Linux admins. Okay, we don't require any admin commands, right? We are not admins. Currently, no Linux admins. Currently, DevOps engineers, cloud engineers, right? Yeah. So that is why whatever we require, those will be covered in our course. Okay. Fine. Clear, right, everyone? Yeah. So I'll show you course content quickly. So everyone having course content, right? So tomorrow we are going to start AWS. So before going to AWS, we need to understand this basics. Okay, I'll show you the course content quickly. See here. So this is our course content. See here, DevOps with AWS. So DevOps introduction, SDLC. Yeah. So first of all, I'll show you AWS course content. After that, we'll see the DevOps course content. See here. So AWS services from here. AWS services like EC2, Elastic Compute Cloud, right? AMIs, Jones regions, right? And also VM creation in AWS, EC2 instances. These are the modules, right? And the network and security, right? Amazon Elastic Block Store. This is very, very important. Storage part, okay? And Amazon Virtual Private Cloud, VPC, networking part, load balancing, ELB, Elastic Load Balancing, okay? Auto scaling. So how the auto scaling will work? Automatically, how can we scale up servers? How can we scale down servers? Amazon Route 53. What is Route 53? Why we require Route 53? Relational Database Service, RDS, okay, database, and a Cloud Watch, and also IAM, Identity Access Management, okay, and a Cloud Formation, Amazon S3. What is S3? Anyone? Anyone having idea? Simple storage service. This is also one of the storage, right? And Amazon Simple Email Service, SES. Okay, SQS, Lambdas. Lambda is very, very important. AWS Lambda, right? AWS backups, different types of backups are available. Daily backups, weekly backups, monthly backups, on-demand backups, right? Different backups. SNS, simple notification service. Elastic Beanstalk. This is also very, very important service. Elastic Beanstalk, right? So here, interview guidance, interview guide and resume preparation, frequent asked questions, interview tips and tricks, certification, support and overview. These are all the services. Okay, this will take nearly 1 month. This will take nearly 1 month, right? So from here, it takes 1 month. Every service will go practically only, practically oriented, right? So practically we can connect AWS console. In the AWS console, we can create the services, right? Yeah. Next one, DevOps services, DevOps tools. See here. Yeah. SDLC already we discussed. Okay. Agile's come and Linux also will be covered here. And also here, shell scripting also will be covered in our course. Shell scripting also will be covered. Okay. And see here, Git. Git is the first tool. Git is the first tool. We'll go very deep dive. Git. Okay. Jenkins also will go very deep dive. These are the Jenkins services up to here. Okay, and Maven also will go very deep dive. And see here, Ansible is the Ansible content. So Docker content, right? And also Kubernetes content. So yeah, these are all very advanced tools: Ansible, Docker, Kubernetes, and Terraform. These are all very advanced tools. Git, Jenkins, Maven, Ansible, Docker, Kubernetes, Terraform, these are all very advanced tools. Along with this, SonarQube, Nexus, right? Yeah, Grafana, Prometheus, these are all very important tools. Fine. So this, yeah, DevOps services, DevOps tools, it will take nearly 2 months, and AWS services will take 1 month. So nearly 3 months. So if I cover in weekends, we can complete within 3 months. Within the 3 months, like 2.5 months to 3 months. Okay. Yeah. So everyone having this content, right? Course content. If you need this, you can ping me after this session. I'll provide you. I'll forward to you. So tomorrow we are going to start AWS. Okay. So tomorrow I explain how to create AWS account, how to connect AWS account. We'll see that tomorrow. So tomorrow completely the meeting will, link will be changed. If you are interested, you can add into WhatsApp group today. Okay. So tomorrow onwards, yeah, whoever the people are added into WhatsApp group only will be allowed for the session. Okay. You can add into WhatsApp group. You can add into WhatsApp group and you can share the details so that we'll provide you all the yeah, Google Drive also created. In the Google Drive we store all the recordings and documents. I'll give you access on Google Drive, right? Yeah, so if you are interested, you can add into WhatsApp group today. Fine, you can call me, WhatsApp me, so that we'll discuss if you have any questions. Fine. Yeah, tomorrow link will be changed. Yeah, you can register as soon as possible. Fine. So we can wind up here. So tomorrow I'll provide you other link in the group. Okay. So everyone can access and you can join at a sharp 5:30 p.m. IST. So we start tomorrow. We are going to start AWS. Okay. So AWS is very core platform, advanced platform. If you are, if you understand AWS, you can easily handle Azure and GCP also, right? Yeah, everyone should focus on AWS. Every service will go practically very deep dive. Fine. Yeah, we can wind up here. So if you have any more questions, you can reach out to me. You can call me, WhatsApp me, so that we'll discuss. So region I explained already. Region is a data center, Manasagar. Okay. Region is a data center. What is data center? Data center is a server room. Server room, right? Data center is a server room. So that we will go very deep dive. So just wait for few sessions. So tomorrow onwards we're going to discuss about regions, data centers, and availability zones, edge locations, VPC networks, storages, right? These are all very very important. Fine. Yeah, we can wind up here. So if you have any more questions, you can reach out to me, you can call me, WhatsApp me, we'll discuss. Fine. Any more questions, anyone? Any last question, anyone? Any general question or technical question? Anyone having any questions here? Fine. So we can wind up here. So tomorrow we're going to start AWS. Fine. Yeah. Thank you all.